building it's a square that goes into the top of where the top cover is for the printer so that I can mount lights all along the perimeter without it interfering with the print head. Excuse me. And it seals. It basically raises the cavity for the lid up a little bit. So it raises the lid up, fits perfect. This is ABS that's prone to warping. I don't see no warping. So I had a very good success at ABS. And ABS usually warps like on long, thin things or big areas. So this came out really nice. So tomorrow I'm going to print the other three. There's one that goes along with this one, and then there's two others that are mirrored so that the pegs fit right. See, it's a peg and a hole. So they snap together, kind of like Hot Wheel tracks or something like that. And yeah, then I need to get the lights that go on. I'd like to get like a hard bar that has like little holes to screw in to, because then I could screw it in. Wouldn't have to worry about adhesive letting go. So yeah, ABS prints really well. You got to use glue, got to preheat the chamber and heat soak it for like 15-20 minutes to make sure everything's up to temp and you don't get any shocks from anything else radiating heat wrong. So everything needs to be up to the right temp. You have to keep everything closed. The Z offset's perfect on it right now. So it's just a perfect print. I mean, just the sides. There's no ringing. There's no layer adhesion problems. Layer lines, they're always a problem because it's 3D printing. But it's just fucking perfect. So I'm really happy with it. Yeah, I use glue. It's the glue stick that turns purple when you put it on. And then when it dries, it's clear. That's what I use, and it works really well. I want to get some of that it's like a nanopolymer something. It's this glue that it's like a liquid, and it's like a roller ball or something like that. Maybe like a bingo marker, and you just coat it, and it lasts forever. You get a bottle like this, like 4 ounces for $15-20, and it lasts forever. So I'm probably going to get some of that. I also want to get a better fucking camera for the printer. I'm probably going to get the Creality, the new one that Creality makes, because it's a high definition, high frame rate, manual focus. I mean, you can barely see what it's fucking printing on this thing. So that camera was a waste of money. But the Creality should be okay. I've seen reviews for it, and they're really good. This one's designed to go with the printer, so I didn't want to risk getting a different camera. But yeah, fucked up. Because I'd like to do time lapse. I mean, it doesn't take any time out of the printing to do the time lapse. It waits till it changes the layer. So you just see it raise up. I did a time lapse of that thing printing, of this thing. You can barely tell what it is. So I'll go through it and check it out, and I might post it. So anyway, ABS is a success. I'm going to try printing some gears next. And if it works out well, if it didn't take changing print heads, I do carbon fiber, but that's like really abrasive and it'll fuck up the nozzle. But anyway, the The ECRF is going to be a dark red and a light gray. That's the color scheme I'm going for, with accents of like black, like for knobs and stuff like that. Um, there's one plate that's multicolor, and I'll probably get some cheap ABS, or yeah, I just use PLA for the color insert. But yeah, it's going to happen. The printer is going to be upgraded from what it is now, the Ender 3, the old one. It's got a Fetus Rapido UHF hot end on it. It has a orbiter, but I want to upgrade to the Apis. It's made by Fetus, so it's a match set, because the Apis is high torque, fast, direct drive. But I need to find or make a filament detector that will fit between the Apis and the hot end, or that the hot end can mount to, and then the Apis would sit on top of it. Because I need that filament. You don't need it, but it's nice to have that filament detector, because right when it gets to the hot end, boom! The software takes over and it starts feeding it slow for a certain amount, and then you're ready to go. So yeah, that's kind of needed. I want to start printing the black parts of the ERCF, the accent parts, knobs and feet and stuff like that. And I might start doing the red part. I might do the red parts, because I've printed a lot of black lately. So after I get done with that, I'll load up the red and do some red parts. And I'm going for a 12 color. Red, green, blue, yellow, magenta, cyan, black, white, gray, clear. That's 10. Purple and brown. So yeah, and then I need to build a dry box to house them all, because it comes off the roll, goes through the buffer, which is wrapped like 3 or 4 times, so that as it backs it out, it has room to unspool, and they're like inverted spools. It's like a cage that holds the filament separate from the other colors. So I need to build I want to do a dry box that feeds out the filament from the box into the buffer. So yeah, something like that. So it's on its side, and then the lid would have the holes for the filament to come out of. But each one of them would have to have a roller, so it'll come out freely. So that has to happen, and it needs to be able to mount somewhere behind the printer. So I may need to take the desk and turn it sideways so everything's out this way. And it's not going to be covered. It's not going to go in an enclosure. I'm not going to do ABS or anything like that with it. Mainly just PLA, cheap PLA, different colors. And yeah, so that's the project with that. I also probably have to do a new board. Still haven't opened it up. I might do that tomorrow while that thing's printing, just to investigate and see what fried. And whatever fried, I'm going to unhook everything. Um, and then when I get the CAN bus card, I'll wire everything up with the connectors for that, hook the hot end up, and then just start going through methodically and hooking everything up to the power and the motherboard to the power. So that's kind of going to be a nightmare, but it's a long term project, long term, short term, medium term, kind of medium term, to where I want to get it done so I can do multicolor stuff like Pokemon characters and stuff like that. You know, I'd like to do weapons charms that you see in like Call of Duty and make those real size and sell them like that. How many of those could I sell to the troops, man? Clip one of these things onto your weapon? Fuck yeah. But I think that would be, I mean, that'd be a good seller, I think. Um, and with a multicolor printer, I could do it. It just changes the colors. It's fucking awesome. Palette, Mosaic Palette has software that allows you to colorize and then use that data to feed into the Enraged Rabbit so it knows when to change the colors. And I just have to figure out how to incorporate. Well, it runs on Clipper, so yeah. And there is a way, there's a button to reverse the filament out of that thing. So it would heat it up, reverse it out. I'd like to get a cutter. Having a cutter for it would be nice. I think it does that with the Enraged Rabbit. I think it does. Think it does that. So yeah. Anyway, I've talked enough. Talk to you guys later. Be seeing you.